This is a family that hurls insults at one another and yet cares deeply for each other.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Cue music.
This is Movies First with Alex First.
Just what's going on? That question characterizes the start of this whimsical family drama, written and directed by Penna Panahi, who makes his feature film debut. We're on a cross-country road trip in Iran with a mother, father, elder son and younger son. Where we're going is not clear. What we can say is that there are many stops along the way. Dad, Mohammad Hassan Madjooni, has a broken leg and is on crutches. Apparently, it's been that way for 5 months. The elder son, Amin Simia, who's at least 20, is at the wheel and says very little. In fact, he's not very expressive, although his driving skills are constantly being questioned by his father. The younger son, Rayan Sarlak, perhaps aged 4 or 5, is his antithesis, an energizer bunny who can't stop talking or sit still. The one instruction all have been given is not to bring any mobile phones, and yet youngster has smuggled one into the car. Now he's distraught that his mother is making sure that the phone is buried. Also in the car with them is a sick dog that Dad rescued and that the boy is attached to. He doesn't realise that the trip is really about taking his brother to a point where smugglers have been paid to take the latter across the border. To that end, his parents have sold their house to enable that to happen. While Mum, Pantea Panahiha, understands why her eldest has to do what he's about to do, she's highly emotional about it. This is a family that hurls insults at one another and yet cares deeply for each other. In the case of the parents, much of their thoughts and feelings are expressed in their eyes. There's a sense of yearning that accompanies this film. We long to learn more about the characters. Much is left unsaid, and it's up to each of us to interpret and read between the lines.
You're listening to Movies First. For more, like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
What struck me immediately was the naturalistic performances. Mohammad Hassan Madjooni brings a comic gruffness to his role. Pantea Panahi is empathetic and caring. A scene late in the piece where a single teardrop forms in the corner of her left eye speaks volumes. The real revelation for me was Rayan Sarlak. What a performance, what a find. Lively, precocious, immensely talented. Compliments to the cinematographer Amin Jafari, who captures the expressions and landscapes magnificently. A rocky mountain range early on is particularly appealing and evocative. As we reach the film's conclusion, there's even a sequence that's a nod to Stanley Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey. That occurs as the father's having a conversation with his son about the comic book hero Batman. Slow-moving that it is, Panah Panahi has crafted a thoughtful and engaging work which thrusts him onto the world stage as a filmmaker to be watched. Hit the Road scores an 8 out of 10.
You've been listening to Movies First with Alex First.
Available at Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or your favourite podcast player. You can also stream on demand at Bytes.com.
This has been another quality podcast production from Bytes.com.